We got you covered. We got three of Cass County's finest here in the studio with us this morning. It's the Luther Family Ford Salute to Law Enforcement, Cass County Sheriff style here on the program this morning. Pleased to welcome to the studio Sheriff Jesse Jahner from Cass County Sheriff's Office, Captain Andy Frobig, and also the man of the hour, Deputy Vince Smith, and he is the honoree in the Luther Family Ford Salute to Law Enforcement. Gentlemen, welcome. Thanks for coming in.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
Thanks, Dave.
Always great to see you guys. And Vince, good to see you a couple times here in the last couple of days or so. So thanks for coming on in here. And if I could have you guys pull those microphones up right close to you so we can hear you nice and clear, that would be fantastic for the program here today. So we want to say thank you to the Cass County Sheriff's Office, the men and women who work there. They serve our community so well. They help out in the city, and Cass County, as you know, is a big geographical county, so there's a lot of work to be done, and we're always so thankful for the work that they do. And we're saluting Deputy Smith today, but really we're saying thank you to everybody at Cass County Sheriff's Office. So, Jesse, I'll start with you. How many people do you have working for you in the Sheriff's Office now altogether?
We have approximately 205, Steve. So
Wow.
we're the biggest agency in North Dakota.
Is that right?
Yep.
Okay.
And of course, a large number of our employees work in the jail. So we approximately 70 of those 205 work in the field. And when I say field, that encompasses investigations, patrol, street crimes, and those different functions. And then we have about 100 that work in the jail. And then the rest are, support staff and things like that. So
okay. Captain Frobig, you are the guy who kind of oversees everything. How are things going on in the jail these days?
We're staying on top of things. It's been very unique, very different than my experience for the last probably 3 or 4 months. But
Yeah.
everybody's holding up well and sticking with it.
Okay, we'll talk to you two about some other things as we go through the hour, but we are here to honor in particular today Deputy Vince Smith, and a little bit of information about him. Deputy Smith is a corrections officer at the Cass County Jail. Began in career with Cass County in 1990, so a little over 20 years exclusively in the former Juvenile Detention Center. And then Vince began working full-time in the adult jail nearly 7 years ago after Cass County combined the adult and juvenile facilities and later transitioned juvenile supervision over to Clay County. He's been nominated for recognition here based on exemplary service and on-the-job performance throughout a 30-year career. So, Vince, congratulations to you, and thank you for coming by. Great to see you again today.
Well, thank you, Steve, and thank you you and the Flag and Luther Family Ford for supporting law enforcement. And times like this, it's nice to have a community that's backing up its law enforcement rather than trying to tear it down.
Let me start with that. It's I think I told you guys when you came into the studio here, we said, how's it going? And you guys asked, how are you guys doing? And I'm like, well, we're just doing what we do every day, shake our heads as we read news stories about how weird things are right now. And these stories in particular about, we just have no time here or patience for this tomfoolery about dismantling law enforcement police offices and that kind of thing. As you kind of take a look at what's happening around the country, Vince, do you see any trickle over hitting us here in this particular part of the world, or do people here still get how important law enforcement is?
I think in Fargo-Moorhead and in the region, I believe they still get it. There's still a lot of hands-on with the local the politicians have the touch of the people, or the grasp of what the people want. And I think that's getting lost in some of the bigger cities. He said it's crazy right now. Mm-hmm. But I had a grandfather that used to say, sometimes you got to tell, you can't tell the people, you got to show them. And right now I think people are being shown just how crazy some other people are. And maybe there's some, maybe the best thing about this will be some learning coming out of it, that people will be going, I don't support this. I voted for this guy, but I didn't support that. Mm-hmm. So I hope that there's maybe some learning going on around the country.
Yeah.
Truth there.
Yeah. So you've been doing this for 30 years. Did you always want to be in law enforcement, or is it something that kind of hit you by surprise one day?
No, as I told you on Monday, I did not want to be in. I was on the other side. I was being chased by law enforcement quite a bit back. I had kind of a little bit more of a wild youth, and didn't make always the best decisions. And I had a couple of friends, and one of my oldest friends, first time I think we got in trouble was when we were 5, And we
Oh, you started early then.
Yeah, we tried
Okay.
to turn we tried to turn my neighbor's sunken patio into a swimming pool for us. That was our.
Okay.
So we had our first beer together, and a lot of firsts that I won't go into there.
Not at 5 years old.
No.
Okay,
No,
all right.
we had
Waited a few years.
Yeah,
for
we'd
that.
gotten
Okay.
into elementary, but
Okay.
but no, he died of a speedball down in Arizona, a cocaine heroin overdose, and that hit pretty hard. I'd kind of changed my life around a little bit then. I mean, I certainly, yeah, I had, and it just kept kind of poking at me, that there should be some meaning there, not just okay, goodbye, bud, and call it that. And I saw an advertisement for a job in juvenile detention. I said, wow. What would I say to knuckleheads like us if I, talking to them from our perspective? And so that kind of stuck in my mind. I thought about going back to school again, maybe getting a child psychology degree, But like I said, that I couldn't have worn those sweaters for 30 years. It would have just been too much. So we went the juvenile detention route. And I hadn't planned on it. I mean, I started $6.25 an hour back in 1990.
How about that?
Never planned on still being here, but history proves otherwise.
What have you enjoyed most about that role in interacting with kids, and now you work with adults too?
I learned. I didn't realize that. Basically, there's not that much difference. That there's still people looking, hopefully, to change their lives. That a lot of times when you come and you're incarcerated, you've reached the bottom. I mean, you've had your freedom taken away, not unjustly, but because of your own actions, and you're starting a lot of self examination going on, and it helps. I find it most meaningful to me if I can help somebody, give them a different perspective, or help them, or get, just try to offer something that will help change their lives. That's a good day when you feel like you maybe reached somebody, and that that they might have a chance of not just coming back. And there's nothing more frustrating than seeing somebody get out of jail and come back 16 hours later, just completely methed up and, just right back into the thing again. It's just.
Now, you've got a faith story that is important to you, and working with Cass County, the jail chaplains and things like that. Tell us a little bit about that and how that impacts what you do.
I would say probably just the very fundamental would be the golden rule, that you treat people the way you want to be treated. And I think that's worked well, that if I show the respect to the people I work with, I get that respect back. And I feel that that's really served me well, served all of us well. That's not unique to me. That's something that also goes. I'm very proud of the people that we have working at Cass County. They do a good job. I had no idea of ever working in the jail when I started at Cass County, and it is a hard job. But on the faith aspect, we have the Jail Chaplain Society has a lot of programs, and people are drawn to those. They want to change their lives. They're just sick and tired, especially a lot of people that have been there for a while. It's enough. And so, a lot of people talk the talk and kind of have to run by, okay, what's going to be different this time? I'm going to change my life this time. Okay, what's the difference between now and last time? And sometimes, I'm just going to try harder, which, that's not going to work. But some people get, things set up when they leave. Treatment for drugs and alcohol. And one thing in the jail, I don't know if it gets talked about, is the mental health problem. We deal with people that are very mentally ill. I mean, they're not, sitting out at the state hospital. They're sitting locked up at Cass County. And we got some, people trying to deal with that is really a challenge. We got some young kids that are doing a hell of a job working with some very explosive and unpredictable people.
Yeah, when Sheriff Laney, one of his last comments he made here when he was retiring, he said, my biggest wish is that somehow we can find a way to bridge that gap between corrections and mental health treatment. And, Prairie St. John's meets Cass County Jail, that there could be some kind of middle ground area where people could get the help they need while you're doing the time that they need to do.
Well, we work with Southeast Human Services, but what they're able to provide and what we need are just there's a waiting list, and no offense to them at all, but it's just, the demand is too great.
It's overwhelming.
Yes, it is.
These days. Absolutely. Jesse, tell us a little bit about Vince, in your words, why he's so important to your team.
Sure. Well, first of all, very much like you said, just the amount of experience he brings to the position. He started off, like he mentioned, in the juvenile detention realm, and then moved into adult corrections. And so through those experiences and and being able to work with people both at that young level and then at an adult level just definitely increases the amount of experience and what he brings to the table that way. But he's really the type of person that when he comes every day, he's very upbeat and positive. And much like I told you at Luther Family Forward, that positivity and you know his personality, it transfers into the team that he works with, and that just creates a positive environment. You know that all of them bring to the care of our inmates inside the facility. So that part of him is super important, and that's what we look for is people that come in, they're going to be positive and they're going to work to bring that positivity to our inmates and try to change some people's lives. And so that's what he brings. So very, and then, you know, just his dedication to Cass County is 30 years of service and what that's meant to the citizens of Cass County.
Huge. Yeah. Andy, how about from your perspective? What does this guy mean to have him in your facility doing what he's doing every day?
Well, you know, one of the things I always tell all of our new hires when I'm meeting with them or in the recruiting process is that this is a job that there's no one type of person that we're looking for. It takes all different types of approaches, and there's different personality and approach styles for different situations. Vince is one of those guys that is almost like a jack of all trades. I can put him into any situation. He can serve to de-escalate it, or he can serve to lift things up. He's stable, and he's just one of those guys that I think it's kind of rooted in the fact that, like he said, he didn't dream of getting into this line of work. He didn't even really apply to come to the jail. It was just a factor of the circumstances at the time that we were having to transition our juvenile center out to Clay County, and we wanted to still offer him work if he wanted it. And he came in, accepted the role, and he's stable. We always know what to expect from him, and his approach to things, just his mentorship that he provides to new staff is just something you can't put a price tag on. It's invaluable.
Very cool.
I have a question for you guys. Have any of you guys seen Orange is the New Black?
Oh, sure.
Is he not a dead ringer for Healy? Vince, I gotta ask you if you ever get that, because I got a picture of him up here. I was showing James in here. I was like, man, he's a dead ringer for Healy.
He is. Yes, I get that probably about every 2 weeks.
I was like, man, I love that show too. I'm like, Healy's here. He's even in uniform.
Right.
That's awesome.
So there you go.
Yeah, I get that from
Found your doppelganger.
female inmates about every 2 weeks.
I bet.
I have to add too. I'm trying to remember, that character was the one that was the warden of that.
Yeah,
facility,
he was
correct?
like the guard, the main guard.
So you have to appreciate the fact that you chose the one character out of that show that was the example of how that job was supposed to be done.
Right. Yeah.
That wasn't trying to be abusive or was trying to find supportive ways to lift up the people that were charged with this care.
Yep.
So that does describe Vince.
It all works together. 8:19, when we come back on the program, we're going to talk a little bit more about just how things are overall in Cass County, some of the trends we're seeing here with the guys. So we're going to continue with the Luther Family Forward salute to law enforcement with Cass County Sheriff's Office when we continue on the Need to Know Morning Show.
This is the conservative voice of the Valley. You're listening to the Need to Know Morning Show.
Believe it or not, there's still a form of entertainment where you don't have to stare at a screen. It's the majestic Medora musical, live on stage under the Badlands sky. There's singing, dancing, comedy, drama, and horses, and you'll only find it here. Medora and the Medora musical are ready for the smart restart. We've made a few changes, but we're still the Medora you know and love. If you want real live entertainment, that's Medora for you. Explore it, adore it, Medora.
Hi, I'm Tom Claudio, realtor from RE/MAX Legacy Realty. With low inventory and very low interest rate, now is the time to sell your home. With COVID-19, we practice safety using hand sanitizers, masks, staying 6 feet apart, making sure no one is home during the visit. Buyers are looking and buying now, so enjoy your day, stay safe, and let's connect at 218-301-9002 or tomc@legacyr.com.
Hey, you. Hello,
I'm talking to you. Snap out of it. You've been staring, thinking, even talking about a remodel to your kitchen or your bathroom forever. Now it's finally time to act on it with the help of the professionals at Broughton Cabinets.
Summer is the perfect time to get going on this project and get it done.
No matter the size or budget, Broughton Cabinets can create a fresh space. The Broughton Promise. Quality that stays on budget. Now snap to it. Give a call or go online at BroughtonCabinets.com.
Fix It Forward Auto Care, the name you trust for car repair.
Been to an auto repair shop that doesn't call back when they say they will? At Fix It Ford Auto Care, they make it convenient to get your vehicle repaired. With same-day or next-day service, loaner cars, key drop-off, and text messages. That's Fix It Ford Auto Care in Moorhead.
Fix It Forward Auto Care.
Hello everyone, Dave Schultz here, golf professional at Maple River Golf Club. The 2020 season is underway and we are thrilled to be able to welcome you out to the golf course. This year, a few of our corporate events have postponed, meaning the first tee is open more now than ever for you to come out and enjoy some golf. Check out our early bird rate of $29 for 18 holes with a cart every Monday through Friday morning all summer long. So come on out, stand on the first tee box, take a deep breath of fresh air, tee it up, and knock it down the fairway at the club in the country. We'll see you out there soon.
From the kennel to the coop, whatever the season, Fleet Farm has everything to keep your animals happy and healthy. From training your pup to sit season, to mastering those retrieval skills season. From clipping your horse for competition season, to keeping the backyard birds well-fed season. And of course, loving your pets like family season. There's a reason people say, if Fleet Farm doesn't have it, you don't need it. Because we have it all. Fleet Farm. Built for real life.
We should have done it.
8:22 on the Need to Know Morning Show. Here's your flag forecast. Going to be gorgeous, sunny and 81 today. The low 59 and even light wind. The perfect day. Tomorrow we've got a 30% chance of rain going up to 88. Thursday's low 66 and we do have a 70% chance of rain Thursday night. Friday a 60% chance of rain and 83. Saturday should be nice, sunny and 88. Right now, we're at 63.
Hey, we had a friend of ours just message us. It was about 20 minutes ago, but there was a big accident at 45th and 23rd Avenue, causing a huge backup. They more than likely got that cleared, but maybe you guys could check the radio, see how that's working. But yeah, that was about 20 minutes ago.
Sounds good.
Kevin, they're enjoying a break from not having to work.
Sorry, guys. He wants us to work even in here.
Give me the radio. Let me do it. I'll do it.
Kevin's a
10-4, Roger.
Hey, by the way, I want you to know that AM 1100 The Flag and OK Tire are teaming up to send one lucky winner and 3 guests on a 3-day trip to Medora, North Dakota. You can register at the OK Tire store nearest you. That's Fargo, Bismarck, Carrington, Watford City, Minot, Motley, or Wahpeton. Register through Friday, and we're going to draw the lucky winner on Wednesday of next week. The winner is going to get a 2-night stay for a party of 4 out in Medora, 4 tickets to the Pitchfork Steak Fondue, 4 tickets to the Medora Musical, a round of golf for 4 at the legendary Bully Pulpit Golf Course, and a set of OK Tires, courtesy of the team at OK Tire. Oh, the places you can go on a set of OK Tires. Good stuff there. We are visiting with Sheriff Jesse Jahner from Cass County Sheriff's Office, Captain Andy Frobig. He runs the jail, and Vince Smith, who is one of the deputies, and he's the honoree in this month's Luther Family Ford Salute to Law Enforcement. Captain Frobig, you said a comment during our commercial break I think is interesting about what you hear from people that are from other places, and they come in here, they come into the jail, and we've had a lot of talk in our community about police maybe not treating people the way people feel like they should be treated. What do you hear, though, from people that maybe lived in other places, have been encountered law enforcement in other places, and what they see when they come here?
Well, over the years, we've actually kept a collection of notes and thank you letters and things like that we've gotten. Just
you get thank you letters in the jail.
Sure, as people are leaving or they submit them to us while they're here. People that have spent time in other places and experienced the way things can stereotypically be portrayed in the media and in other facilities, that really tend to appreciate how they're treated, the care that they're given. It's not universal. I'm not by any means saying that every single person, but when we get people through here that come in expecting one thing because of the way their experiences other places, and they tend to figure out real quick, I don't need to act the same way I did there. I feel safe, I feel cared for, I feel respected. And And to me, that's what we're striving for. You know, we're not trying to coddle people. We're trying to give them the proper care. We're responsible for them while they're here. And I think that's reflected in the actual number of conflicts and things that we have with people. It's not like it's typically portrayed or what you see. You don't see a lot of bad news being reported out of our. And my comment was, I would think that if people are demanding change and they want an example of what that looks like, this would be the kind of place that people from around the country would maybe want to look to and say,
no doubt.
Here's an example of what we're
saying we want.
I imagine feeling respected is a big part of it if you're an inmate, because most places you probably don't feel that anywhere.
Sure, and by the very nature of the fact that they've been arrested and come into jail, that's already been pretty disruptive to their life. And if they're expecting to get treated one way and they don't experience that, that's a first step towards
something good they can have.
Resolving what's causing all this conflict right now.
Jesse, here's my $1 million question for you. As the leader of the Cass County Sheriff's Office, I'm sure you, like all other people in your position, police chiefs and whatever across the country, have started to look within your team and say, okay, are there things where our treatment of minorities, are there things we can do better? I'm sure that's part of the normal retrospection you do. And are there racist attitudes? Is there systemic, we hear this word systemic racism, whatever that means. But as you've kind of gone through that and kind of taken an honest look at what's going on in Cass County Sheriff's Office, what would you say to people that say all law enforcement is racist against minorities? What do you say to that?
Yeah, well, very much like you said, Steve. I mean, I have looked at, when we started having the protests and the different views that were brought up. Of course, we want to look at those and see is there validity to what they're saying. And so initially, what I did was I went back and I looked at a lot of our statistics and our encounters with the public and what that looks like, and incarceration levels and stuff. And I looked at that because I always want to have facts. I don't before we make changes. And so when I look at that, I don't see that trend, at least with our organization. But there's a reason that people feel that way, right? And so we need to understand why do they feel that way and understand the root cause of that. Is it an educational piece? Is there just a piece that maybe we're not getting out to the public? Did we go wrong somewhere with not doing the education, the proper education on maybe why law enforcement, does certain things that they do or how their interactions are with the public? Because maybe there's a misperception there. So that could be one thing. And then really looking at our training. What training is our training meeting? What the viewpoints that are being brought up. And I feel very, very fortunate, very much like Andy said in this area, that our law enforcement, whether it's Cass County Sheriff's Office, West Fargo PD, Fargo PD, that we get really good training here. We have that opportunity, and not all agencies get that, but we're really lucky here. Whether it's through our interdepartment training or training that we send people to, we have really good opportunities here to make sure that our staff is properly trained. And so, when I look at that, I think that we need to get some education out on some different things. But I really feel like, the systematic racism term that's been thrown around really doesn't fit our organizations from everything that I've seen.
All right.
But again, we need to make sure that we understand there's a certain group of people that feels like there is, and why do they feel that?
Yeah, it's a good conversation to have, certainly. Guys, thank you so much for coming in. Deputy Smith, congratulations. Thanks to you for all you do.
Thank you.
Been great to get to know you a little bit this week. Thanks for doing this morning.
Once again, thanks to the flag.
Andy, Jesse, can't thank you guys enough. God bless you for what you do. We pray for protection for you and your families and your colleagues. Thanks for what you do. That'll do it for the Need to Know Morning Show. Scotty's coming up next with What's on Your Mind. Take care.